All right, Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with Lamont Roach Sr. How's it going?
Going great. How about yourself?
Great, great. You have a cool program you and your son did, or sons, right?
Yeah.
And put together boxing and books. So how did this come together?
Well, Lamont been trying to get back within the community and get back in a way. So we partnered with Bain and did boxing and books, and we've been going around different libraries in Washington D.C. and telling them how good to read, the fundamentals, the importance of reading and education. In the process, we're gonna show them some skills and how to defend themselves and the way life of boxers.
There's a lot of kids here. Some of them look like naturals. I didn't know if they like went to the gym prior or were they just first time putting the gloves on, because I heard some snaps and some solid shots. I think someone was in heels too.
Oh yeah. She had her heels on. She was working a mess. Like, but yeah, it was a mixture of both. We had some kids from the gym along with beginners that's in the neighborhood from the neighborhood.
Awesome. With these type of programs, outside of just being able to give them fundamentals of books, but how important is it to teach them how to, defend themselves?
Very important, man. You got to learn how to defend yourself. Kids, bullying go take place. Or sometimes it takes a nice one too to end that. But it gives kids confidence once they learn. And most of the time, they don't need get in fights because they learn that they know how to defend themselves and they know how to handle situations different. So boxing is a tool that could give them that confidence and discipline for them to make the right decision in situations like that.
This is a really nice library.
Yeah,
I mean,
very nice. Very
do you know
nice.
the history a little bit, or why this?
Nah, not too sure about the history, but I think it's not too old though. But it's a great place in a great location for kids to come and get some good books and read.
Awesome. So I'm gonna rip the bandage. Obviously, a lot of fight fans have been anticipating and waiting for one of the, if not maybe, arguably the biggest fight, that has been resurfaced for the rematch of Team Roach 2. What's going on? Is everything all? I see some stuff on Twitter. Is it, the fight sign? Is things good? Are we gonna get the rematch?
Yeah, we're gonna get the rematch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. So just waiting on official announcement to take place, and then part two gonna be on the way.
Some stuff has kind of gone personal from weeks on, and ironically, yesterday there was even more. Is this fight? Some people claim it's like to sell the fight and certain things from like Tank's end, and Roach is responding to it and some trash talking, or is it a little bit more personal now?
Yeah, right now, I get selling the fight, but it's getting that crossing the line, in my opinion. Saying certain things that it's no place for. So there's plenty of ways to hype the fight. Fight already hyped up. You could trash talk, you do that, but when you start bringing in kids and family and stuff like that, talking out the side of your neck, that's not good business and that's not good practice. And a lot of people could turn a lot of people off with that.
Do you feel because the fight was so controversial the first time that it's a way to build confidence, motivate? Because a lot of people felt that your son won the fight, and I know it's debated that people also felt Tank won, but I think a lot of people felt that your son won. So is this potentially some sort of like confident rebuild, or just to kind of get himself in fight mode? Because
Oh, I can't speak on him. He probably trying to convince himself or something. If this the way he needs to be before a fight. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's saying meet everywhere else but the ring. Meet us at T-Mobile. If that's where it's gonna happen at, that's where you need to meet at. All that other junk you talking, man, nobody tripping off none of that. Nobody worried about none of that. So meet us in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So we can beat that ass again.
what's what's different now? I mean, I know you guys are consistently training. That's the same. You guys are working hard. Clearly, you guys are still a champion at 130. So, outside of all the what's considered the norm of you guys consistently working hard, has anything changed since the rematch, or the rematch that happened?
And Lamont just told everybody he was going on this legacy run, and it started with March 1st. So it's been a big difference. He's even more focused, even more dedicated to prove that he's one of the best in the world. And he just looking off the break. He's looking razor sharp, man. So his drive has increased, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We just ready to fight, man. You know, all that, you know, like I said, we're going to go back to this stupid talks and stuff like that. That has no place for boxing, to be honest with you. But we're ready for anything they bring to the table when it comes, that time's come. So just can't wait to really truly announce the fight so everybody can stop asking me what's going on.
Of course.
But it's going to take place, man. It's still two great fighters, man, at the end of the day, in their prime, competing. I think it's the best fight in boxing right now, in my opinion.
Do you feel there's a level of like emotions that have to be, I don't want to say like regulated, but just because there was so much controversy in the first fight, and then now there's a lot of, trash talking on Twitter and things like that. Like, is there now another level of just kind of maintaining a set, like a discipline, right? Of just like, don't fight too aggressive, don't fight out of emotions, don't fight out of anger. Is there kind of like a mindset that?
The mindset is always going to be to get the job done within the game plan. You know, none of that's going to deter that. But more different, people don't realize, man. Like, they keep talking about the other side and him getting riled up. You don't want to poke Lamont too many times, I can tell you that, man. So they ain't doing nothing but making it more dangerous for the other opponent, man.
The irony that people say don't poke Tank, in this case, don't poke Roach.
Don't poke him, man. I'm telling you. They're going to see.
Awesome. Well, I know that, while we wait for that fight, we have August 2nd with your son, Jordan, and Ben Johnson, multiple-time national championships winners, and now they're fighting again. What can you tell the fans a little bit about Jordan and Ben?
Oh, man, Jordan and Ben, man, two of the best to come out this area, man. They was both top standout amateurs. Ben 12-time national champion, Jordan 7-time national champion. Fought in multiple national championships. Transitioned to Pro Bowl 4-0, man. They're very exciting. Young fighters that's gonna make a name for themselves in this sport. And they're gonna come right behind their big brother, Lamont Jr., and eventually get to that same plateau, man. But August 2nd is the goal, the date that we targeting for their comeback right here in the DMV.
Awesome. And I know you had some national champions or fights or amateur fights that went down.
Yeah. We had a few in Vegas. One of my girl, baby girl, just she lost in the championship, split decision loss. Westia Russell. Proud of her. Her performance was great out there. She just didn't get the decision. And we also had Son Jenkins. I think he made it to quarterfinals, but he's a national champion as well. We fell a little short in the youth. He's young on the bottom side of that bracket. But he's one to watch too. Son Jenkins, he's very talented, fighter, national champion. Got the goods, just 16 years old, man. Southpaw, like 6 foot, and getting better and better. And also had Tyrone Moore, made it deep into the tournament as well. So the stable is able, and the stable is still we still building, man. We got people coming in right behind, like they came behind Lamont. We got people coming behind Jordan and Ben.
Awesome. Now, the switching gears, I know around the division that I would like to say that Son's division, 135. I know he has the belt at 130, but everyone's been chomping at the bits to want to also fight Lamont after the rematch. But originally, Keyshawn Davis was interested in wanting to fight Lamont, but under certain circumstances, it looks like he's at 140. Just your thoughts on that whole situation. I know that he's around this area and things like that. And
yeah, it was that seemed like that was the wild night down there. So I don't want to kick the man when he's down, man. I just hope he bounce back, regroup, and go get a title at 140. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's his play, If he can't make 35 no more, hope we learn from this, learn from everything that went down, and get back to his position. So that's how I look at that.
You know, with Abdullah, who shined that night, seems to potentially be in line for the next opportunity for the WBO. So, granted, if Lamont would happen to win against Tank in a rematch, a unification down the line with Sam Noakes and Abdullah would probably be something that would be on the table as a potential opportunity. What do you think about Abdullah Mason, which is considered the favorite to beat Sam Noakes?
Dula, that's a bad boy right there. Love that kid, man. This respectful, young, humble young man. I've been knowing since the amateurs, and always had respect for him. And when he sees us, he speak, and his father's a good guy as well as brother. So wish that brother nothing but success. He's doing his thing, and I expected him to do his thing. I told people, him and the amateurs, I was like, y'all better look out for this kid. He's a real deal, and he's gonna be a force in this boxing.
What in his like arsenal or just his ability that makes him stand out like guys like your son Lamont and Shakur and Tank?
Got that it factor, you're looking for, what I'm saying? At a young age and what he's doing and how he's doing it. You can see it. He got a certain different set of skills. He got a big tool bag. He can box. He's not one dimensional. He can box, he can bang. He's just a well-rounded fighter, and he had those gifts early on, and you can see his progression. And his progression has grown and put him in quickly into championship contention. And wish him much success, and hope he get that strap.
And maybe one day when everything lines up,
Yeah, if that calls for it down the line, unification, because that's what we want. We want to unify. We want to win belts. So if that plays itself out, then that's what happens.
Shakur and your son sparred. I know this was years ago, but was that electrifying, top tier sparring? Like just for the fight fans, or just seeing the picture of your son and Shakur, they can only imagine because Shakur obviously was one of the, if maybe the only person out there constantly saying, the first fight was going to be what it was. And so, just what was that like back then as a father watching, two phenomenal guys that later became world champions? And
It was, man. There's always great work with them too. It's high level, high IQ boxing. They sparred quite a few times. They came in our gym a few times before he was a world champion, and then they called Lamont up and said he wasn't getting no good work. He needed somebody to push him and get some good work. And Lamont said, "All right." So he came out Vegas and helping him get ready for the Valdez fight. Top tier work. A lot of people was in there witnessing, and they seen the level of not only Shakur, they seen the level of Lamont. You know what I'm saying? So them two getting in the ring always makes for a great fight. Two top competitors. Funny when they spar, but it's high level stuff, man. So that's why Shakur went out there on the line and was saying what Lamont was going to do, because he knew firsthand.
I know Shakur is going to be facing Zepeda, which I feel like a lot of people have questioned his abilities throughout the years, his punching power or his dog, or just in general everything. So with this fight with Zepeda, who I believe he's the favorite, is this going to be one of those fights for a lot of people who may not agree and think Shakur is a top lightweight, that that's the night or that's the fight that you'll be able to see something from Shakur that might shock some fans?
Me, I think they should already saw it. Got the goods. What I'm saying? He's 3-division world champ. This fight, I think, will let people know that don't know that that's the real level he's on. I think it's going to really show his skill level in this fight. He could do it all, man. But he choose to do it when he want to do it, and that's what people don't understand. So, but he could go dig deep and get down with the best of them.
Do you expect Shakur to potentially have his, I don't know, I think he's compared this fight to, I wouldn't necessarily say Arturo Gotti, but maybe like a Manuel Augustus, Floyd Mayweather, where there's a guy that's constantly throwing a lot of punches, and Floyd's going to have to kind of show that he's fighting in the inside a little bit and kind of weather him down?
He is, because Cepeda going to make him uncomfortable at spots. But I think Shakur knows how to deal with that, and everybody going to see it that night on July 12th. They're going to see. They're gonna see what they've been thinking they haven't saw already. That's my opinion. I think Shakur shows that he's multidimensional.
Obviously, unification, you could get past the taint. Shakur and Lamont still on track to be something that can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? We gotta handle our business and handle his business, and then maybe maybe that's next. You know, they talked about it. They say they both said they spoke about it. They have no problem fighting each other. So I don't see why that fight can be made if we both handle our business.
The last guy in the division, who seems like doesn't get talked about as much because it may not have like the biggest marquee name, but Raymond Moyataya seems to be elevated or may be the IBF champion. What do you think about Raymond Moyataya as a fighter?
I think he's a solid fighter. Haven't watched too much of him. Seen him fight maybe 2 or 3 times, but when I seen him, was solid. Was solid. Now he's a world champion, so might raise his game up a little bit more after that. I'm hearing he's saying he's ready for everybody else, so we gonna see. So got to put him in the mix. So since he has that belt, so
Awesome.
I hope everybody get to fight each other just to determine who's the best.
Awesome. My last set of questions is: seems like we're getting TKO, Canelo Crawford. It was the press conference was on UFC, WWE, The Zone, Ring. It seems like there's a lot of entities going behind it. Just wanted to get your thoughts on what you think the promotion is looking on the outside and the fight itself. Do you think that it's going to make for a really big fight here in America? With all the money?
Yeah, probably so. Still, Canelo's a big draw, big name, Mexican. Having it in September too, so it's already gonna have a lot of viewership right there, and then it's on Netflix. So I expect a lot of views on that fight from more than just boxing fans watching it. So it's gonna have a lot of play that night, and then the way they put money behind it, it's gonna be on everybody's TV, everybody's radar because they are promoting it that well. So, but I still think the Roach Tank 2 is the best fight in boxing right now, and that's not taking away from that great fight right there. So.
Do you have a winner in that fight? Or are you still like on the fence just because you still got to see weigh-in, still got to see face-off?
Yeah, I'm sick. I like both, but I'm a huge Canelo fan. So I just think, not taking away nothing from Crawford, I think it's 2 guys with tremendous skill. Normally, the bigger guy with the same or near skill set beats victorious in those situations. So I think Canelo has the edge right now, but I'm waiting to see if anybody can pull it off. It's Terrence Crawford. He's a bad boy.
Yeah. Is kind of like the angles that he'll be able to possess?
Yeah, I want to see how he move and how he carries that weight. If he's going to get bigger, or if, is his speed going to be there, his movement, or anything like that changes. But I'm sure they got a great coach behind them too, and they have a hell of a game plan in play. So I like to see how that play out. And like I say, if anybody could pull that off, it's Terrence Crawford.
You think he has to be able to hurt, not like stagger Canelo, but like essentially have stinging power where Canelo hesitates to kind of come in? Does he need that? Or could he just not essentially have the stinging power, but the boxing ability just to kind of maneuver, get his shots, and get out the way?
It don't have to sting him, just enough to keep him at bay. But because Canelo got one of the best chins in boxing, if not the best. So ain't too many people stung Canelo. So why we got to put that pressure on Terrence Crawford to do so? He's got to beat him with his skill level and his skill set, and not put himself in too much danger for Canelo's power. But like I said, Terrence Crawford got one of the best IQs in boxing, and I'm sure they're gonna have a game plan, and himself gonna have a game plan within his skill set and his experience when he steps in there.
Awesome. Before I let you go, like I said, we're here, Boxing and Books. An amazing thing that you did today that you guys were able to produce and get a lot of kids in the community to come involved and get some self-defense. I think there was some oxtail pizza that also you gave out, and what was the other one? It was
Shrimp and salmon.
Shrimp and salmon.
Yeah, jerk cheese. It was from today's pizza, man. They make great pizza in the area in Washington D.C. Today's pizza. So shout out to them, and go visit them in the area if you're in town.
Awesome. Before I let you go, social media to get a little bit more.
Yeah, at Team No Excuse on Instagram, at No Excuse Boxing on Twitter, and then myself on Facebook is Lamont Roach Sr.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.